Thank you, Deputy Presiding Officer. Thank you, colleagues. I must say thanks to the people of Lambeau Lowlands. I don't know if it's on the shoulder or on the head or wherever I stand, but putting me here to represent you in this honorable house, and by extension, the people of Tobago. Deputy Presiding Officer, it's a little difficult for people with a few words like me to come this late into the debate. A Chief Secretary used up 3/4 of the words. Two pastors use up the next quarter. So it's really a limited field, so it already says that I will be very short. If we had nothing else world class, then we said that is a world class facility. It actually is. You know, I sat there with some people the other day who came for a regional tournament. And every one of them came up and offered congratulations for this facility and expressed their interest in coming back to play. So, some people might think we're doing something wrong, but other people actually think we're doing it right. It's like two guys at a table with a 6. One see a 6, one see a 9. Who is you to tell me what I see? I see Tobago under this administration progressing to heights that has never been reached. Going quickly to the refurbishment and upgrade works on the Shaw Park highways. Deputy Presiding Officer, in this space, when we talk about crime, we talk about all the problems we face. The Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport has a critical role to play to try to have these facilities in working condition whereby sometimes when your children are not around you, you actually know where they are. And they could get involved in constructive ways if we have the relevant facilities that they could engage constructively in. This proposed upgrade to Shaw Park, there is interest, a lot of interest, in having regional tournaments there. And let me just say, I want to tip my hat again to the Office of the Chief Secretary for making Shaw Park Cultural Complex available. For the first time in the history of Tobago, we had the Tobago Basketball League starting and will be completed indoors. So it doesn't matter if rain fall, if sunshine, we could play. You know our road march the other day say, we jamming still? Yeah, and don't care what happened, we playing still. I want to go a little further down about the Culloden playing field. The Chief Secretary just indicated that they didn't too long have the deed in your hand. I hear the minority, I don't even know if it's 1 or 2 or 3, talk about the Culloden playing field. And you know, strange enough that we sit here and hear these people talk every day about who breaking the law and what the law said and what the law said. So you want me to go in by Culloden and start level along the place and we are going to deed? Like, is that what we to do? We had a deed now and we got to take with time and go in. And we got to develop that place so the people of Culloden, Golden Lane, Legislature, whatever, could have a facility that they could call their own. Because we are examining a way right now of putting back some responsibility into the hands of the community. So we're not going to, because we build the facility, try to have maximum control over it. The community has to come to the fore now to play a part. This is a partnership, not the PP one and not the one where the opposition always want to criticize about money. This is one where two parties who have a mutual interest will come together and take care of these facilities and keep it the way it should be kept. I just want to touch on a couple of things Deputy Presiding Officer, you know it's strange enough when you have people always telling you about the law and the law and the law. You know that the person who does be breaking the law and the law and the law. The minority always talking about the law and who breaking the law. But I don't know if I could ask my colleagues to say if it's yea or nay. But when we have an agreement, and you're supposed to give me releases quarterly, and you choose to give me what I want, you keeping the law? It look on paper like the THA have $205 million for development. But in reality, the overdraft that we have to get to always gives you a different outcome. So in reality, we don't have that. Because when we get the money late, we had to get money from somewhere else to do it on time. And then we had to pay because nothing in this world is for free. Really, 205 million, we don't get the value of that because we have to be paying. Deputy Presiding Officer, I want to go a little further. Over the years, we're talking about at Trinidad and at Tobago. I have my own views about it, but you know, I discipline myself to function within the parameters of the team that I'm a part of. We're talking about, over the years, about this money, what Tobago entitled to, what, you know, I had reason to sit and talk with some fellas on the block, because partly that is where I spent most of my time before I got into active politics. And they raised the talk and I had to explain to them. When they talk about jobs and when they talk about, you know, we ain't getting this and we ain't getting that. I said this thing is like a transfer. If we don't get the money, we can't give it to you in terms of salaries and whatnot. Right? And you look at Trinidad, you look at Tobago. Deputy Presiding Officer, if you stay away from Trinidad for 2 months, I guarantee you when you go back there, you see something new taking place. Stay away from Tobago for 2 years. And when you come back, you could still blindfold yourself and walk the same way off the boat, turn, you know, KFC there, you know the market over some. You know what, everything there because nothing has changed. Tobago seemed to be spending an eternity marking time on the spot. And it is not good for us. It is not good for our children. You know, sometimes when you go to Trinidad in any class or some forum, you know they try to embarrass you? Yes, a few years ago I got to do a coaching course in Trinidad. A man asked me if we are internet in Tobago. Although they know it's stupidness they're talking, they use these things to try to belittle you, to let you feel bad about yourself. And what that remind you of? It reminds you of some people who saying they want to take charge of this THA again, take charge of Tobago again. But you know what they're doing? They're using all kind of unorthodox method. Try to make you feel less than yourself. Take, for instance, Deputy Presiding Officer. How much miles Trinidad is from Tobago? I see 20-something. But yet when you get gas fine, you say 47 miles off Trinidad. I mean. You're so bent on taking Tobago out the equation. So, it's like, you know how to explain to some of the guys on the block. It's like me and you cook. We make 10 dumplings. You only telling me what is my own. So you tell me 2 is my own, so what that mean? 47 miles northeast of Trinidad. If it's 20-something miles to the distance between Trinidad and Tobago, the next 20-something miles, where it fall? But everybody have to put up different things to let Tobago feel that you don't worth nothing, nothing can belong to you. If you have a union deputy presiding officer, And you tell me that I ain't bringing nothing to this union, why you don't want to let me go? I ain't bringing nothing to the union. I don't have nothing. But you're still holding on to me. And you're trying to fool me in some way? Over the years, if Tobago had one chance of getting what is Tobago's own, we wouldn't be sitting here today asking and arguing and begging for what percent and no budget. Tobago needs to get what is Tobago own, and the only way that could happen is if we define clearly what is Trinidad, what is Tobago. We can't have an arrangement when only you telling me what should happen. That means I have no use at the table. It's better I just sit down, disband the whole THA, and just listen for what you're going to tell me when budget time come around. But you know what? We have a group of people here who said no to that.
Yes.
We have a team that says once we are in the conversation, we will stand up and demand what is ours. We will stand up and demand how we think we should be treated. We should be treated fairly. We have never been treated fairly. And you know what? We're saying that time should come to an end. Tobago should have a fair say and a fair share of what this country holds. If you tell me that it's Trinidad and Tobago, how come I don't have no say in so much of things that have a big effect on how I live? The Chief Secretary, I might beg your help here, Honorable Chief Secretary. This electoral vote and this electoral college and whatever, the THI is saying that to determine who is the president? But I the header who would have make law for we and who would have sign off on it, not so? Yes. So imagine, you don't even have a say. Not like in the parliamentary election, when you have 2 seats at East and at West. For the president, we have any say in who does choose the president? So, if we're partners, and I one of the highest office in the land, shouldn't we have a say? There are too much of things that we just don't have a say in. There are too much of times that we are just not counted, we're just not in the conversation. And I am happy to be a part of this team who says that we want to have a say and we want to be in the conversation and we will not continue to take just now and no for an answer. The people of Tobago need to understand. And I think they're understanding, you know. They're understanding. But you see, sometimes, when you lack plenty things like how they starve with for cash and whatever percentage, sometimes you might be able to be hungry, but your children can't. Sure. So when fancy story come around, sometimes you just get catch. Mightn't be your intention to get catch, but you just get catch. The Tobago House of Assembly has not only been disrespected over the years, Deputy Presiding Officer, but treated as a spectator, not as in the terms of Trinidad and Tobago, right here in Tobago. Where else in the world you could have a building of that magnitude constructing on your island, and the head of that island, the Honorable Chief Secretary, can't go in there? Where else? The Secretary for Finance can't go in there. But you want to come and tell me you want to walk in the quarry and they should I tell her, yeah? No. If it's good for you, it's good for me. And if it takes this administration to tell people know your place and respect me, this administration doing it. And you know the biggest joke of the day, the minority leader talking about foreign exchange? Yeah, no. You can't laugh, you can't cock up your foot, you can't clap, but you have few other things you could do. I don't even think Secretary James mentioned it hard enough, and we don't echo it often enough. One of the things that could constantly bring Tobago foreign exchange, a license for Studley Park Quarry, which was routine for 21 years, all of a sudden is surrounded with problems that we can't get. Studley Park Quarry was routine to get that license when they were in power. Now that these hands of power has changed, Studley Park becomes problematic to get a license. We're talking about tourism and bringing people here. On the domestic level, we can't even get people to Tobago fast enough, often enough, and regular enough. We had a carnival the other day that was hugely successful. And despite what I say, I wanted to give members, give the Secretary for Tourism chief tips. It is the most people I ever seen in Tobago. Even the tourism minister, they into whining. Yes, he was there, I see him. Even they know that it is happening in Tobago. Try to get across. Here you get to get on a flight, but the layman can't get no flight. You know how much people wanted to come? And they can't come. But when you watch the TV, you see Caribbean Airlines going to a new destination, a new destination, a new destination. How you want me to understand when you tell me? Most of the airlines tell you that our local airlines, they don't make money on the Tobago route, but yet you can't get a flight when you go in the airport. The decision seemed to be taken somewhere else, Deputy Presiding Officer. That every time we seem to think Tobago is making a step forward, you try to find some technical way to tell them, stop, you're going far enough. But you know what? On December 6, 21, the people of Tobago, in no uncertain term, told the PNM, stop, you went far enough. 21 years was enough to choke these people. To let them go. I just want to touch a little, I really don't like to talk behind people back, but the member for Roxborough Argyle doesn't give you no choice, He don't give you no choice. He comes in. The favorite part of some children, them who like book, the favorite part of the school life is recess. That member comes in this house, this honorable house. Stay long enough. I don't know if it's when the lady bring around the check. I don't know why, but as he done talk, disappear. If you look at the records, anybody could go and check it. This is what we 35th sitting. It must last out a handful. And he ain't last out today. And Deputy Presiding Officer, the more times that he lasted the whole sitting was when he was on a good team. So right now he can't even stand himself. I don't know how in heaven's name you want to be a part of this honorable house. The people entrusted confidence in you. And all you're doing is what we're trying to get rid of on the island to raise productivity. You're treating this house like an early morning walk. So, I say even that had to stop. Yes. The people at Roxborough Argyle need to take note of that. I don't know if CPEP does pay anybody inside there sitting around the table. It's the government. And you're coming in, you run out. You come in, you run out. And that is the man who has the most. If you don't know better, when he's talking, you swear the truth he's talking, you know what he's talking about, The way just formalize the conversation. But you know, after he talked, all he talked that the chief secretary said, I'll come and tell him, well, they don't know the difference between the two things he was talking about. No, they're not sitting this before it's me alone. Deputy Presiding Officer, even as I look to run up, I want to say in no uncertain terms that I, Wane Clarke, member for Lambo Lowlands, is fully committed to this team and fully committed to this cause and fully committed to seeing Tobago rid itself of that colonial enemy in Trinidad and get Tobago to where it should rightfully be. We keep talking and talking. 42 years, 44 years is a long time. In 44 years again, if it takes us 44 years to get to this place, and we're still not standing on solid ground, I'm afraid that many of us sitting in here wouldn't be around for 44 years again. And you know what? I don't know about you. You must just drink noni and whatnot, but I don't have 44 years. I want to see Tobago raised to its fullest potential. Tobago get respected here and now in my lifetime. I don't want to leave that burden on my children. If we open the door, then they could walk through. Let us work. This team, let us work together. Let us continue the work. Despite the starved resources and the few things that we get in. You know, if you really sit down with a little bit and take your time and analyze how you just do things.
Mba, you have 5 more minutes of speaking time.
I think that will be just perfect. You're so lovely. We have done more in 3 years than a lot of people has done in 3 terms. We have set out on a path that will raise the level of not our friends, our financiers, our nothing. I don't even know if we have financiers because, oh gosh, when election come around, the bar hole in my pocket. But you know what? We set out to raise the level of each and every Tobagonian, and that is the mission, and that is what we can't take with eyes off. To end, Deputy Presiding Officer, some people will rely on complaining, raising their hands and saying we don't have enough. Yes, we are saying we don't have enough, but in the meantime, we are still working, still covering ground, and still breaking new ground for the people at Tobago. We're not going to stop. I am proud to be part of this team. I am proud to be one of the people chosen by the Chief Secretary, where I presently reside in that department. And I want to say, me I no profit about it. I know when you get on a suit and he was too big for you, tell the Chief Secretary you're going for your work. Yes, you can remember when the Chief Secretary was... Yes, and you know it really happened. Me are coming for your work, don't fret. But I just want to say, as sure as that materializes, I want to tell Tobagonians, rest assured that we are coming to relieve them from that lasso around their neck that was placed by those in Port of Spain. That we're going to liberate Tobago, we're going to start the movement, and sure as the sun shines, we're not going to wait 44 more years. Thank you.